Dan in the wood yard. Tyler's here. We're going to talk about firewood pricing and what's happening in the market, what we're going to do, what other guys are doing, what we think we're going to see coming in the future. Number one, I'd have to say, and you probably would agree, this year was a great year for selling firewood.
Yeah, I sold out.
You sold everything. And I talked to two other guys that sold everything. That normally they would have wood through the winter and they would sell it by spring. Well, as of this date, we're still in 2025.
Yeah.
Tonight's New Year's.
Yeah,
Tonight. Even though you guys are seeing this probably end of January, beginning of February. But we were just talking about pricing and how things fell into place this year as far as how much stuff we sold. And I never had any price objections all year. You had one, you said.
I've had a couple, and it was mostly due to the fact of delivery. They were wanting the free delivery. They didn't care about the wood prices per se, but they wanted the free delivery. And I'm like, I'm not driving all the way up to Nina, which is over 20 miles.
It's my territory.
I think we kind of share the territory.
I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, and I talked to several guys that said they're raising their prices. I talked to another guy that is in my area here, and he charges for mixed hardwood $10 more than I do now. And his hickory and his cherry, he charges $20 more than I do now. And he sells out. So
good news for us people selling firewood.
And it kind of has to, because I never want to get political and talk that kind of stuff, because I know a lot of people that view my channel are on one side and a lot of people on the other on their side politically. We can all be friends here.
Yeah.
Everybody's money is green. I don't care. Even though I have strong beliefs, but I'm not going to ram them down your throat because you don't really care what I think. So
no, not really.
But for the last 4 years, things weren't great. Prices were going up on everything.
Yep.
Our cost to get machinery went way up.
Yeah.
Our cost to get wood went way up.
I mean, I was paying $115 a pulp cord for my last truckload for that nasty crooked wood.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was worth about 50 cents.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
You really should have only paid probably $70, $80 for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the price of cherry is going way up because there's a cherry pellet manufacturer in Wisconsin now, and they're buying everything cherry they can get their hands on. So the price went from $110 to then it went to $130, and I heard $140, even $160 they're willing to pay for cherry and hickory because they want it.
And that's the reason why we have such a hard time finding it, unless we can go out and find it ourselves.
Yeah. So anyway, and gas prices were really high. Well, now gas prices have come way down.
But my natural gas prices have gone way up.
Right. Food prices have gone way up. So everything else that we consume has constantly gone up. Like I bought a new truck this year. My old truck was 10 years old. I paid $32,000 for that 10 years ago. Well, my new truck was almost $60,000.
Yeah.
It is a 3/4 ton instead of a half ton, but still, that's a big pill to swallow.
Even a new Tundra of your old style truck was still $50,000, $60,000, depending upon the base price.
Right. So basically, what I'm saying is everything went up, but most firewood people have not adjusted their prices in a long time, and I'm as guilty as anybody. I've been at the same price for 3 years now.
Which is unusual for you. I've jumped this year. I went from 110 for oak to 120 in September. So, and that was right before the heating season came on, and I was mainly because the fact is I bought my truck of oak, and that's cost me $115. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, what I have now needs to pay for another truckload for this upcoming year, so I need to make enough money off the wood I got to pay for another truckload.
Right. And the only saving grace that we've had in this whole time of the wood prices constantly going up is been ash.
Yeah.
Because the loggers have to cut it now. And because they have to cut it now while it's still good, there's a crap ton of it.
Yep. And there's still people cutting
I've had 4 or 5 people call me and say, hey, I've got this wood. I normally sell it for 110 or 115 for a full cord. I'll sell it to you for 100. And I'm like, I would love to buy it, but I don't really need it. I'm not in my production time of year. I won't need it for another 6 months. If you still got it, I'll let you know. Same guy called me back not even a month later. Hey, I'll sell it to you for 90 because he said, I literally have 5 truckloads sitting there right now. I said, I can't take it right now.
Yep.
Same guy called me not more than a couple of weeks ago, $70.
That's what he's at for ash?
That's what he's, because he said, it's got to move. None of the mills want it. None of the lumber mills want it. Pallet mills don't want it. The paper mills in our area don't want it. They can't do anything with it because all the loggers are cutting it all because it's all dying.
Yep.
And
maybe I got to get his number.
And then I got another guy that is not far away that contacted me and said that he would be willing to work with me, was his words. Because he had a lot of it. But he wants to get rid of it. He says, I need a place to go with it. So that's been the one thing why the prices have stayed down a little bit, but everything else has gone up. The cost for all the equipment's gone way up. Everybody keeps having price increases of 10, 20, 30% on equipment.
I mean, you just know one manufacturer just did a price increase of 20% back in November. Another manufacturer just did another price increase, which their last day to lock in prices was yesterday when they were open.
Yeah. So everything's going up. And because of that, it's going to cost more to produce wood. So I'm saying this as an industry-wide thing. Hopefully some of the people that need to hear this, which probably aren't the people that listen.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It's the guys that cut a few cords a year and sell it
for $50, $60. I mean,
yeah, and they're losing money. I always said that if you're not selling your wood, even if you're cutting your own forest, you're cutting your own woods to cut your own firewood and you're selling it, if you're not at $70, you're losing money. And I had one guy telling me, well, you can't be losing money. That's $70 I didn't have. I said, well, you're out there with your truck, hauling it with your truck. You've got a trailer, you're hauling it with your trailer. You've got a chainsaw you're cutting it with. You got to put some fuel in that chainsaw. You're going to go through some bars. Mm-hmm. You've got insurance on your truck. You've got maintenance on your truck. You got maintenance on a chainsaw. You got your time invested, which is the big one. You got all your time invested in that. You could either be working more overtime in your job
and making
more money, or getting another job where you make more money than firewood. If you really did the numbers, if you did the math, you're working for almost nothing once you get below 60. It's like a break even. Mm-hmm. So I know guys that buy wood for, say, $110, $120 for a pulp cord, which is 8-foot logs, 4 foot by 4 foot. But once you cut it down, you lose about a sixth of it. So when you buy a log cord, same as a firewood cord, 4 feet by 4 feet by 8 feet. But when you cut it, you're losing all your kerfs. When you split it, you're getting all of the chunks of wood falling off it. You've got shrinkage is what it's called. And then when you go to stack it, so say you start with a full log cord. By the time you cut it, split it, stack it, and dry it, and it shrinks. You get shrinkage. You literally end up with a little more than 2/3 of what you started with. What I have found, when I buy a semi-load of, say, 12, 13 full cords, by the time I get done, and you stack it and you measure it all out, you got 10, 11. You're losing a full log cord for every 5 to 6 log cords. Does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. We probably confuse a bunch of people.
You're losing your quantity because you're cutting it down. You got your kerfs to cutting.
And one thing here, we get 100-inch logs. You go out east, they get 16-footers. They're 12-footers.
Yep.
So we always have a small little scrap piece of a chunk that just gets tossed into a pile.
Even out east, though, they say they're 16s. You might have some that are 15 and a half. You might have some that are 17. So there's going to be variances.
You're always going to have an offcut somewhere.
And on pulpwood, which is what we call it here, pulpwood which is logs. When you buy it, they have a variance a lot of times of 8, 10 inches.
Yeah, I've noticed that a little bit too.
It's supposed to be 100 inches, but every once in a while you'll get one that's just 96 inches to 8 feet. Every once in a while you'll get one that's 102, 103, 104. So there's variance there too. And some paper mills will take it all the way down to 7 feet.
Really?
Yeah. Because they pay by weight now.
Okay, so the length doesn't matter so much.
Well, it's mattering less, and so that because of that, the firewood people are lowest on the totem pole. Actually, we're not. We're second lowest. Lowest is chipped wood for biomass or for mulch.
We're moving up in the world.
Not much, no. We're one off the bottom. We're not quite a bottom feeder. We're just above the bottom feeders. That's where we are. Because it is the lower grade wood that we're getting. You know, the veneer lumber is the top of the game. And then you've got your quality, no knots, perfect grain, perfect size, select A, really good stuff. And then you got the stuff that's not quite as good. And then it comes down to the lower grade lumbers. Then it comes down to pallet wood, like this. After that, it comes down to firewood.
I think we're right about there, firewood.
And then mulch.
Yep.
So we're at the bottom. So yeah, that all those things matter. And because the price of all this stuff has gone up, you have to build in your pricing. Like I said, if a guy's cutting even on his own land, you're losing money if you're selling it for much less than $60 is like barely breaking even, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a lot of time in producing firewood that you're not going to get back.
Right. And my goal, and a lot of people, I've heard this on my channel, guys make calls, well, it'd be nice to make that kind of money. I always say my goal is $75 an hour. But the reason I say $75 an hour is that I have to pay for my truck. I have to pay for my insurance. I have to pay for my maintenance. I have to pay for my trailer, my chainsaws, my fuel, the chains, all the stuff that goes into making firewood. If you run the actual numbers and add it all up, that $75 an hour very quickly shrinks down to about half.
And your truck you wouldn't have bought if you weren't doing firewood.
Exactly. I'd have a smaller truck. That's the only reason I bought a 3/4 ton.
Your firewood has to pay for that truck.
It has to. Yeah, it's just the way it is. So you got to figure out all the numbers to know what you're doing. And actually, my goal is more like $100 an hour. That's my goal. And I'd like to have a profit of 50% all the time. Pretty much any business that's reselling. So any product you buy at a convenience store, any product you buy in grocery stores, any product you buy for yourself, there's generally anywhere from a 40 to 60% markup to 100% markup quite often. But they got to at least, if they pay something, they pay $1 for something, they have to sell it for at least $1.50 just to break even. They need $2 to break even and have a little bit of profit.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. And the average person that works an average job doesn't know that. Only reason I know it is because I ran my own business for so long and I had to know the numbers or I would have gone out of business about 4 decades ago. So you got to know the numbers.
Yeah. So numbers matter. People that, if you're not running a business, I'm just doing this as a hobby, but the numbers should still matter to you. Whether you're just selling some extra wood, you should want to get the top dollar for what you put in for it. Like it's going to pay for itself whether you're heating with it.
Right.
But if you want to sell it, you want to be able to make as much money as you can with it to reinvest it into other things.
Well, it's
like
not
fuel.
like you're trying to rip people off. You just want to be paid for the work you're doing. And firewood's hard work. The other thing that you got to calculate into your hourly wage that you need to make is how much could you make at work working overtime. Say average guy, this is an average guy in the United States, just say he's making $25 an hour because that's easy to figure because the average guy works 2,000 hours a year. That's a $50,000 a year job, which is about the average for the national average, 50 to 55, somewhere in there. It's, I think somewhere in there. That's average. And it's good compared to the rest of the world, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we're number one, so that's a good thing. But you got to figure that into it. And on top of that, when you figure out your hourly rate you need, some of that money has to be taken and put away.
Yeah, because Uncle Sam.
Because you're going to buy. Well, Uncle Sam wants 1/3 of everything you make. First of all, that's a big part of it. But what are you saving for right now?
A trailer.
And after that, then what?
Truck. Processor.
And that's not going to happen unless
chainsaws.
you save your money. And the way you can save your money is you have to make enough money that you can actually not spend it.
Yeah, because it's just
to live on.
You just got to slowly keep producing more and more wood. So either you need to produce more wood to make more money, or you can raise your prices because you are getting charged more for the product that you are buying.
Yep.
So. And
if you look at, there was a joke I saw years ago, and it was a guy in a donut factory. And the guy says, Trace, he says, we're selling 100 donuts a day, and we're losing, for every donut we sell, we lose $1. And the guy says, well, what are we going to do about that? He says, we got to make more donuts. No.
It doesn't make any sense.
You're going to lose more money.
Yeah.
You got to make your prices higher, or you got to find things in the mix, so whatever it is, that you can cut out of what you're doing. A lot of the food producers now, they just keep shrinking everything smaller.
And what can we cut out? There's nothing we can really cut out. You either start selling less wood and screwing the customer by not giving them the correct amount of wood that they're supposed to get, which then you lose you lose customers.
Or try to find free wood.
And but then you got the time of travel and expenses to get the wood and haul it out of the woods. It's
going to be lower quality wood. It's going to be harder work. Whenever people say, "Oh, free wood is great. It's the best." Like, well, usually when you get something for free, do you know what you get? What you paid for.
Yeah.
It's free. You didn't get a lot. There is some good things you can find in it, but if you're doing production, and you know this, Buying truckloads is the only way. Because you want to be able to make as much wood as fast as you can make it.
And you got nice logs, you just sit there and you just keep cutting all day long. Instead of now I have to drop a tree, cut it, get the tractor out or the ATV out with the trailer and load it at the trailer and haul it back to the house and then stack it there or throw it off to split it down later. You know, that's all that time.
Monster rounds that you can't move and you have to figure out a way to do it. You got to rip those down. It's extra time. And yes, that's all fun stuff. That's all stuff that most guys like us do and have done in the past. But if you want to actually get to where you're making money and selling quantity of firewood, you got to cut your costs somehow. That's one way. But the biggest and easiest way is we all get together and we say, you know, we're selling it too cheap.
Yeah.
I say we form a union.
That sounds like a
firewood union. Your prices have to be this much, which is illegal. It's price fixing. But I'm just saying, things have changed. The days of $50 or $60 or even $70 a third of a cord or a full cord selling for $150 to $200. I don't know how guys can do it, and they're not going to stay in business.
No, they just want their beer money, and that's about it.
Yeah,
and that's even still, it's even, you know, it's like the one thing that hasn't gone up in price is beer, which I don't know how that happens.
I don't know. I'm not a big beer drinker. So right now, and I've done this for like 3 years, I sell my pine for $100, a third of a cord, or face cord, or ricka-rinka-roll. I sell my mixed hardwood for $120. My cherry and my hickory sell for $130. And then everything else, so that would be the different kinds of oak, my hard maple, ash, anything else that I have that's separated out, it's $120 is what I've been charging. But I am going to go up, I think, $10 on each one of those. And in the cherry and the hickory, I think I'm going to go up $20 because I can't keep it.
I'm at 80. I'm going up to 100 on pine. My mixed hardwood's 100, and I'm going to go up to 120 and just make all my hardwood 120. And then whatever that is, I might keep my oak at 120, or I might go up to 130. But I know for sure the hickory and the cherry is going to be at least 130 to 150 a face cord, depending upon how much I can get of it. The cherry I have now is I found it from a farmer, and that's what I have. And once I'm out, I'm out. I don't have any way to get anything else unless I find it off my own property.
And that's a big thing. A lot of guys on my channel will have this discussion. They'll ask me like, "Oh, I had a fantastic year. I had 20 full cords and I sold it all by September." That's great. But number one, what were your prices? Were you breaking even? Were you giving it away, as in losing money? Or did you make enough that you could save some money so that you could invest it back into the business? If you're selling everything you got, especially if you do it 2 years in a row and you're producing more wood every year, you need to raise your prices.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just that simple.
I mean, I raised my prices this year from 110 for oak to 120, and I still sold out first week of November.
Now, some of you are going to be saying, and I know because I see this on my channel, because I have lots of people I talk to about this. Some people are going to go, "I could never get that down where I live, down here in central wherever, Hickville," whatever they say. You know, they always tell me the city and the state they're in. Like, it's the same everywhere.
Yeah,
prices are the prices. You have to charge what you need to get. They say they could never get that. Well, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Supply and demand. When everyone, you might have wood in December or January, but guess what? Everyone else is going to be sold out of wood. So when push comes to shove, when people need wood, they're going to pay the extra $20 or $30 for a face cord because they need the wood now. And if it's dry and you have a good product, they'll buy it. You know, being the highest priced supplier is not necessarily a bad thing if you're producing and giving a high quality product.
Right. But if you're always selling out, your prices are too low. It's a fact. It's just the way it is. So those guys are going to be saying, "Well, I could never charge that much." The guys that are out wherever they say they're from, everybody else charges this price. Well, there's a perceived value that is true in any business. The higher price item is almost always perceived as better. It's always perceived as being what everybody else wants. And they're going to try to get it because, well, what makes it better? Well, obviously you can add your service, your delivery, quality of the wood, your customer communications, all the things that it takes. Being a little bit higher than everybody else is not a bad thing.
I know there's another channel, Craig's Cords to Coles. He's in Southwest Wisconsin and not a very popular area, and he's charging just as much as we are, and we have way bigger population up here than he does, and he's still selling out of his wood.
Right.
And we've talked quite frequently, and we've came to the conclusion that no matter how much wood we produce, we're going to sell it out every single year. And unless I go as big as you are, where I'm producing 200 full cords a year, that's the only way I'm not going to sell out. And I don't think I can never get to that big between having a full-time job and doing this on the side.
There's two words I hate when you use them, and I hate when I use them. I hate when anybody uses them. It's always a never. You never know. There's always a chance. And then there's going to be guys on the opposite end of the spectrum, guys I know that are out east. I just say out east, not to be mean or anything. That's just where there's more people.
Yep.
They're in big cities. And I know one guy in particular, he lives in an area within 10 miles of him. He said there's between 3 and 4 million people. He will only deliver 5 miles because that 5 miles, he said, takes him 20 minutes. He said if he had to go 10 miles, he said it could be an hour-long trip. So he won't do it because it's that far. And there's so many people that his cheapest wood is $150. I talked to a guy that was in D.C. area at an airport. I was in an airport. He recognized me when we talked because he buys wood. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even cut wood. He just buys it. He pays for a full cord. He said the cheapest he's ever found it was $600. And he said $700 is a going rate for a full cord.
Because you have the people and no trees.
People, lots of people, no trees. So that's a lot of people don't realize it. The market's the market. And if you can't find people to pay the prices that you want for doing the work, either don't do the work because you're losing money, or find the market, get your wood to the market, which is what people that I know that have big businesses, they deliver all over, like literally all over the state. And they get good money. So
or smallerize your product. Do bundles.
There's all kinds of ways to do it, but the prices have got to change. That's what we're preaching about anyway.
Yeah.
That we're changing our prices, and so are you. You just don't know it yet.
We hope.
Well, I hope everybody does. Everybody does. As hard as firework is, as much blood, literally blood, sweat, and tears that we put into it, smashed fingers, all the things you go through, all the equipment you got to buy, it is one of the hardest. Like my dad would say, it's bull work. It's one of the hardest forms of work there is, besides literally digging ditches or something with a shovel or a teaspoon. You are killing yourself doing this hard work. No different than what a mason does.
Nope.
No different than what roughing framers do.
Drywallers.
It's hard physical labor. They get paid very good money for doing that for a reason. They're destroying their bodies.
Yep.
So are you guys. So my whole rant on this is that you guys got to realize you're worth more than you think. And you're probably worth more than you're charging. So.
Yeah, I agreed. Raise them.
Raise them. Yeah, and you don't have to do it all at once. You can go gradual. The one thing that I thought of while we were talking about this, just look at what bundles sell for. And people say, people will never pay that. Bundle wood now sells for, on the low end, $7.
Yeah.
For one bundle of, what, 3/4 of a cubic foot or a cubic foot?
0.75.
And I've seen it as high as $12 a bundle. There's 40 bundles in a third of a cord. So 40 bundles times, just say $10, that's $400 for a third of a cord. That's what bundle people are making. So why is that bundle wood worth that much more than a bulk wood order?
And all you're doing is packaging it.
It's packaging, which is it has value to it. It's the convenience where people can grab it and go and have their little fire once or twice a year. I get that. That's all well and fine. But why such a wide
price difference? Because you go from a third of a cord and you could wrap it in a wrapper.
Spending maybe an hour.
And you can triple your money easily by doing bundles.
Yeah.
And you can offer a better product than some of these gas stations do.
Yes.
Because a lot of them are just heat treated and they're not actually even seasoned.
Or not even that, yeah. I've bought some really good bundle stuff. There's a couple of people I know that produce bundle wood, and it's fabulous stuff. It's dry. It's a really good product, real precise, packaged really nice. There are people that are doing it right, but there's a lot that aren't. No different than the bulk guys.
Yeah.
The bulk guys they cut their few cords a year and they deliver it and they dump and they figure, I got another sucker to buy a bunch of crap.
No.
Because I've had people that I've delivered wood to, and I get there and they say, I just had this delivered last week. The guy said it was a full cord, and I look at it, that's maybe 2/3 of a cord.
And those guys make us look bad, the guys who are trying to do it.
And it's pieces this big, pieces this big, pieces this big, dirt, rocks, bark, branches, debris, and wet wood. I mean, not wet wood just as in that it's green. That I see a lot of that. And wood that's wet, like as in it was sitting on the ground and it's got mud caked on it. I've seen all that stuff. And those are the guys that should not be doing this.
Makes us look bad.
It makes the industry look bad, yeah, it just does. And don't be that guy.
Produce a better product.
There you go. Our rant is over. We're raising our prices. You better be raising them too. That's all we got for today, folks. See you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m.
Good night, Irene.